yourself and where you train out of.
Okay. Am I okay?
Yeah,
Do I
you're
look
good.
alright? I'm the only one in a pink and salmon, or salmon. I've heard it's salmon
Salmon,
t-shirt.
yes, yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, Roedie Roets here from South Africa, 27 years old, professional fighter, coming from Polokwane in South Africa.
Can you just talk to me a little bit about the process that it took to get here today?
Very lengthy process, but absolutely worth it. Since all the paperwork, meetings, all of that, it's been one heck of a ride, and well, thankful for that ride as well, and to be sitting right here, right now, as a contestant on TUF season 32, biggest privilege of my life.
So did you apply for yourself, or did a manager or a coach or somebody approach you, friends? How did you find out about this opportunity?
So, actually, very interesting story. Me and my father spoke about it before I came over. I actually saw something on social media, and I remember I captured it and I sent it to my father. And it was not 1 or 2 days later, my manager reached out to me and he sent me that exact same post that I had captured and sent to my father. And I'm like, Dad, we might have something going on over here. And he said, no problem, we'll keep in touch with you and we'll let you know if there's anything from our side. It wasn't a week later and I was in my first Zoom meeting. So awesome. That's how everything came to fruition now.
What did you think when you heard the name of who was going to be the coaches?
I was absolutely excited. I mean, what privilege it is to have pioneers in our sport like Valentina, who is one of the most dangerous females in history, and then someone who was in charge of probably one of the biggest upsets in history. To be able to have them as our coaches, two pioneers in this sport, and someone who shocked the entire mixed martial arts world in Alexa Grosso, how can you ask for any better than that?
Do you have a preference of a team you'd like to be on?
Very difficult, because I said there's absolutely factors in both of them that I absolutely love, but I feel like my time spent in Thailand and understanding the coaching, understanding the type of individuals who spend a majority of time in Thailand, I would say I'm leaning a bit more towards Shevchenko, just because of what she does in Thailand and her experience in Thailand as well. I feel like her coaching structure I would understand, and her footwork is amazing. But yet again, with Alexa Grosso just shocking the world and all her skills and all her, she's so strong in her foundation that man, it's very hard to give a preference. But I would say I'm slightly leaning more towards Shevchenko, just because of her time spent in Thailand and my time spent in Thailand as well.
So a lot of the fans were kind of shocked to see that two women were going to be coaching a bunch of men. I don't know why they think that's so weird, but what were your thoughts when you saw that, or when you think of being coached by a woman? Is that something that's abnormal for you, or has that happened in your career so far?
I actually had a big laugh at this, because yes, when you do ask predominantly male fighters who they prefer to be coached by, they would say other males. That's what we got raised with. But I was telling a friend of mine before one of my training sessions, I'm like, listen, I've got my ass handed to me by females on a daily basis. I mean, when I went to the Olympic Training Center, some of those females kicked my ass in wrestling. Some of the females in charge of coaching has made me vomit to a point where I think my insides are going to fall out. So when it comes to coaching and it comes to females, I have absolutely no problem with that or any bias, because I've been messed up by females in combat and I've been messed up by female coaches as well. So it's not a shock for me, and I actually do embrace it as well, because I do believe at the end of the day we are all equal, and I have learned that lesson the hardest of the hardest ways. So yes, no, it's not a shock at all, and it's in my opinion a privilege.
What about the other people in the house? I know you guys aren't interacting quite yet, but is there anybody that you recognize or have any dealings with, or have you kind of spotted anybody either positively or negatively?
No, there's just a middleweight who I know from South Africa, because South Africa isn't huge, especially the fighting community. And the middleweight is Mark. We have spent some time in the gym together and in similar camps, so we have a little bit of history with one another. But in my own division, I do not recognize anyone there. I do recognize one athlete, the American athlete, because I actually had seen his fight in the PFL. That's all I recognize, but no history with anyone other besides the middleweight, who I recognized the first day when we got here. We were actually on the same flights here, so I did see him and recognize him, yes.
Did you guys both know on the flight you were both headed to TUF, or what?
Well, when we saw each other, we were like, yeah, I guess we're heading to the same place, aren't we? And he's like, yeah, I think we're heading to the same place, yeah.
Last question. If somebody is watching this video and has never seen you fight before, what kind of fight style would you say that you are? What should they look out for?
High pace, a lot of intensity. I was just explaining to the other media crew, my nickname is Relentless. Whether I bring a relentless pace on the feet with the wrestling or the ground game, expect a high pace, expect all out, expect war. That's what I love best. I love to entertain. I love to entertain the masses. I do not want to be a boring fighter. I would much rather get into a war where I know everybody is impressed and President Dana will give me another fight. That's what I want to do. So I try and live up to the nickname that's been distilled into me. But yeah, profoundly a wrestler, a dominant base in wrestling. But I love to mix it up. I love the striking aspect. I love the ground aspect to it. But again, do not expect to see me lay and pray. I'm a guy that likes to push the pace, and I'm a guy that likes violence. So I can't wait to showcase that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.